Ever wondered what happened to Nintendo's tech demos that never became games? Find out in Nintendo Tech Demos. Game Facts Special. A fan-favorite pastime for many avid gamers is to indulge in what-if scenarios. What if the Zelda HD Experience was the Wii U Zelda game? What if we got a game based on the GameCube Zelda tech demo instead of Wind Waker? Today, we'll be looking at Nintendo tech demos, exploring the question of why they never made it off the cutting room floor. Starting off, let's go back to the year 2000, SpaceWorld 2000.
Space!
The 11th in a series of events showing off upcoming Nintendo hardware and games. One of the most infamous within this showcase is the Legend of Zelda tech demo that shows off the GameCube's superior graphics, lighting, and animations to that of the Nintendo 64. With the ability of hindsight, many noted that the models for both Ganondorf and his sword used in this demonstration were adapted into Super Smash Bros. Melee and Ultimate respectively. But when it came to serving as a glimpse into Zelda's 6th generation future, things get a bit rocky from here. Roughly 6 months after the tech demo's debut, Nintendo's own Shigeru Miyamoto confirmed over a February 2001 conference call that the fight between Link and Ganondorf was actual gameplay footage. For those in the loop, this was exciting, because not only was this legitimate next-gen footage for the Legend of Zelda series, but the models for both characters shown are based on their designs from the Ocarina of Time, suggesting that this was to be the third in a hypothetical trilogy. While public reception is no stranger to a variety of anecdotes, it can be inferred that these details played a part in the controversy that would surround the later announced The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker, which, by contrast to the SpaceWorld tech demo, lacks the high-fidelity grit and clear ties to the beloved N64 titles. This supposed bait-and-switch comes from SpaceWorld 2000 Zelda, having its early creative process revised. During the Wind Waker HD Iwata Asks interview, Zelda series director Eiji Aonuma discussed that his team was approaching their limits with the Ocarina of Time saga, having recently completed development on Majora's Mask, the second entry in said saga. This is just speculation, but given how the Legend of Zelda series will often associate its protagonists and art style with a mechanical theme, along with the fact that Oracle of Ages, another Zelda game, with its own take on time travel with a magical instrument, was already in development during the SpaceWorld 2000 showcase. The team's creative slump was likely born from uncertainty and not wanting to provide yet another time travel story. However, during a creative session, designer Yoshiki Haruhana showed off a sketch of a cartoon Link, which immediately caused an excited buzz around the team, and a new course was struck. This early change in aesthetic was actually foreshadowed in the aforementioned conference call with Miyamoto, with the man himself saying that, quote, "At this point, Link is running around the screen and looks very cute and adorable. While the Hero of Time's chiseled exterior certainly has much to admire, it is unlikely most attribute his design with cute and adorable." But then again, most probably did not read up on the conference call to make an observation one way or another. The timeline of the Zelda GameCube tech demo into Wind Waker is pretty interesting. If you find it interesting too, please subscribe and like the video. Creating this YouTube channel has not been easy, and we really want to get to 1,000 subscribers before the channel is a year old. That's definitely possible, but it will require many of you to give us your subscriptions. We're hoping it's you. Thanks! Let's finish up with Nintendo's 2000 Zelda SpaceWorld demo. Then, we still have a lot of tech demos to cover, including Mario, Diddy, and another Zelda tech demo too. During yet another conference call in August 2001, Nintendo's former executive vice president of sales and marketing, Peter Main, came to the defense of Zelda's, at the time, new direction by bringing attention to the company's principles in marketing. Main discussed that Nintendo prioritizes a young demographic and aims to strike a balance in presentation that is not too childish or frightening, so that kids and adolescents alike can appreciate their first-party titles. Zelda's first two 3D adventures, though rated E for everyone at the time, are notable for featuring heavier subject matters than the series' average, with Majora's Mask in particular owing much of its notoriety for its sharper edge in world building and themes. This approach to marketing may have been more of a reaction to Wind Waker's visuals than a desire from marketing to aim younger. Zelda's titles were some of the best-selling games on the Nintendo 64 after all. In interviews translated by Did You Know Gaming, Aonuma mentioned that Miyamoto never agreed with the cute art style of Wind Waker. So much so that he suggested multiple times to change direction during development. In the end, the Wind Waker team's vision won out. Wind Waker's art style remained, and while it remains a cult classic and a favorite to many, sales figures in the United States were lower than desired, leading to the series' reinvention once again with Twilight Princess. In 2004, Mario Kart XXL was prototyped by Dinaris Entertainment Software, founded by Manfred Trenz. The draw of this tech demo was to show off the 2-layer background rendering, along with the 360-degree sprite of Mario. Outside of the presentation, there is not much else to the demo, other than being able to fall off the course, and the lack of nuances, such as colliding with walls, picking up coins, and slowing down when going off track. The tech demo is actually a repacked version of yet another tech demo called R3D-Demo V1, which showed off the same effects without the licensed content. Dinaris' proposal of Mario Kart XXL to Nintendo of Europe never took off. While there has never been an official statement on why, it likely has to do with the fact that the company's relationship with Nintendo was limited. It's unclear who at Dinaris Entertainment worked on Mario Kart XXL. It could have been the work of founder Manfred Trenz, though he more frequently worked on non-Nintendo consoles. Thus, a lack of networking and the focus on non-Nintendo systems would not have done much to establish trust on Nintendo's end when it comes to handing over the rights of one of their biggest franchises. Next on the chopping block of racing games that didn't stand a chance is Diddy Kong Racing Adventure, a prototype that acted as developer Climax Group's pitch for a sequel to 1997's Diddy Kong Racing. The story saw Diddy Kong visiting Timber Island after having defeated Wizpig, with the latter teaming up with the Kremlings, rivals of the Kongs. While Diddy was away, the Kremlings kidnapped the Kongs and paved Donkey Kong Island into a raceway. Once Diddy comes back, he witnesses the chaos and challenges the opposition to save his friends and home. The sequel would have players see the return of the predecessor's adventure mode, spanning across different villages, sporting all kinds of interactions and secrets. To rescue Diddy's friends, the player would have to race villains or collect items, and in between these tasks would be events such as obstacle courses and stunt challenges. Arguably, the biggest selling point of this tech demo was the list of fundamental changes to the racing. These changes included being able to adjust the player's position in a vehicle with the GameCube's C-Stick, changing vehicles mid-race, customizing vehicles with items to reach new locations, using special attacks influenced by collected fruit, with the show stealer being the Dark Fruit, which offered a unique attack at the cost of the player's health, and being able to melee rumble attack at the cost of bananas. Content in the local multiplayer would be influenced by factors in adventure mode, such as unlocked characters and courses. For local multiplayer itself, labeling it ambitious is more than reasonable, as it would feature 14 playable characters, including dark versions of certain characters, like Diddy, along with returning faces, such as the fun-for-all-ages Conquer the Squirrel, whose special move used explosive nuts. No further comment. A weight class system, a la Mario Kart. Straight race, presumably standard racing with a core rule set. Time trials. Every track having a normal and monochrome version, with the latter being a modified version of the original. Time of day and weather settings. Free-for-all. 2 vs 2. Knockout Cup, in which the racer in last place gets eliminated. Elimination, a demolition derby mode. Show Off, a Simon Says game, and Fruit Bowl, where players must collect a certain fruit. It's a headache-inducing subject at this point, but we gotta address the elephant in the room here. Rare's relationship with Nintendo getting sniped by Microsoft with its acquisition of the former in 2002 most certainly halted any chances of Climax Group getting a slam dunk with their proposal, as Nintendo was moving away from Rare-inspired Donkey Kong at the time, and they definitely could not use Conker, who is owned by Microsoft. Coming back to Zelda, the 2011 Zelda HD Experience was an interactive tech demo stylized after Twilight Princess that was designed to showcase the technical capabilities of the Nintendo Wii U. During a fight between Link and Agoma, the user is able to manipulate the experience via features such as adjusting the camera, changing camera angles, changing the time of day between day and night, and switching the display between the Wii U gamepad and the TV. Though the tech demo's presentation implied a follow-up to Twilight Princess, it was soon confirmed that the Zelda HD Experience was only intended as a demonstration and did not represent an in-development title. Despite this, the adaptation and upscaling of Twilight Princess's aesthetics and graphics led to curiosity for doing the same for Wind Waker's cel-shaded art style. After enough experimentation, this would lead to the Wind Waker HD. Unfortunately, for anyone still holding out for the Zelda HD Experience becoming a full game...
Alright, next is Ocarina of Time. I think this is a pretty clear-cut S tier, nobody can deny that.
Agreed.
S tier? Really?
In 2013, it was confirmed that the next major Zelda title was not going to be the tech demo, but the later revealed Breath of the Wild, which used a visual presentation closer to Skyward Sword instead of Twilight Princess. Thanks to Rob Aronicle for writing this episode, and all of our sources for their contributions. Make sure to like the video and subscribe for a ton more Nintendo and Zelda videos. Check out our recent episode on Super Mario Bros. History and Zelda finds from GigaLeak. Thanks for watching. My name is McJen, this has been a Game Facts Special.